Well, Hansel here again, your friendly local constitutional coop from California. And this is an extension video of an earlier one I've just done today about demanding trial by jury, which is exactly what we want to do. Because if we do that, and you do it, and you have on the record, file my jury instructions, and you're going to learn that that's going to win things maybe as quick as you can possibly do it. Because I had two separate packets. The full packet of jury instructions is about 570 of them. And I've got a cut back version that only deals with the subject of citizenship, which is about 50. But you get those on the record and demanding trial by jury, to which you will learn we have a right from day one in a common law judicial court. And send me an email, unincourt@gmail.com, about that. You'll learn more about it. That's a winner-winner chicken dinner. Because that trial by jury, for those of you who don't know, and most of you don't, just like I did in 60 odd years ago, coming out of school right outside of Washington, D.C., that the right to trial by jury goes back to the Magna Carta, 1215, 800 years ago. And the framers understood it very well. What the hell has happened to it now? And you'll learn, by the way, that we don't even have any qualified electors, let alone qualified jurors for a common law court, which have the power to rule on the facts and the law. The quicker we get that back, the faster these bastards go away, and a lot of them may end up in close proximity to cell 2455 in San Quentin, death row, for what the Constitution mandates and the Supreme Court has recognized are acts of treason to the Constitution. And that's the course of action we need to take, not all this bullshit due process of law, equal protection, none of this 14th Amendment crap. Because as you'll learn, by getting my materials, and send me an email, unincourt@gmail.com, that 14th Amendment not only does not exist, it never has. And I can prove it off the top of my head with no note. Trump knows it. I think Bondi knows it. The U.S. Attorney General and the current justices on the U.S. Supreme Court sure as hell know it. And we get issues like that in there for decisions, it's going to make things go away in a hurry. Although it won't happen because you raise these issues in the trial court with a purportedly neutral magistrate according to the U.S. Supreme Court. But when's the last time you've seen one of those? Never. Not how it works in one of the administrative executive tribunals. And you'll learn more about that too, separation of powers. Send me an email, unincourt@gmail.com. I mean, every which way you look, you will find not only errors, but reversible errors. I mean, you invoke your right timely and do it correctly without all this due process of law, equal protection, any of that BS emanating from the non-existent 14th War Amendment. It's that good. And that's what I want to teach you so you can teach your children and your posterity. So they don't have to go through all this bullshit they're putting us through. That's a priceless gift. And in more ways than one. Send me an email, unincourt@gmail.com. And we can go from there on that subject matter. But it's just so good. I mean, those racist framers did such a great job, and it wasn't a perfect government. No one's saying it was. Only the best one ever invented. We want it back. We can go from there, make changes, and do it right this time to make whatever changes that the sovereign body politic wants to make with creator endowed inalienable rights. Not this atavistic, atheistic bullshit we have in today's just us system. And all they recognize, by the way, run this is just solely that citizenship by birth, foreign state, subordinate corporate made dead corporate entities. That's all the only body politic recognized anywhere from Portland, Maine to Portland, Oregon. And that's what we have to change. We can get that done in a hurry, the way things are going on the U.S. Supreme Court. They know this as well as I do. Younger court gets in there, And I'm looking for 2 or 3 changes here at the end of June when the court goes out of session, and Trump can appoint some younger justices, because the fallout here is going to be astounding when the truth comes out. And the justices know it as well as I do, and they know that that court has been responsible for a lot of it. Not so much in the last 5 years. They're trying to do their job as a judicial court. Give them credit for that, finally. But they know, and I think they want to make it right, and they will make it right once we get there with our cases and get it on the record. That's what's so exciting here. It's a window of opportunity we haven't had in maybe 150 years. And to learn more about that too, send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com. I mean, what we can do here, wow, it's just hard to even put it into words. But if we do it right, we can set an example for the rest of the world and say, look what we did here. There's no reason why you can't do it in your nation. You don't have the Constitution we had, that's true, but you can do the same thing and invoke the same rights and hopefully get the same result. That exciting. And if all that happens, now the New York bankers can go straight to hell, exactly where they belong, and or in close proximity to cell 2455 in San Quentin on death row. To learn more, send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com. But that's how good of a time frame we're in here. And I'm thinking, especially at the end of the term in June of 2026 next year, there are going to be some astounding changes. And the court's going to have to accept the fact that it's been a big part of the problem. But if they do it right and tell the American people what they're doing, their approval rating is going to shoot through the roof. And it should. And that's what's going to save all of us here and get the nation and republic back that we had, defined and limited powers, and get rid of today's much valued democracy, aka 3 wolves or 2 sheep voting on butts for dinner, aka today's elective despotism. For more information, send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com. And in closing, by the way, with these democracies, it's well worthy to note that they have a democracy in Chongdong, North Korea. Ain't much more better in the way of truth and advertising there, though, because, for example, they had a 99% voter turnout at the last election there. Of course, what they don't tell you is that not voting in an election is an act of treason which will not be allowed to be repeated. Truth in advertising. They don't have any more elections than what we have here in the United States. And you will learn that I can prove yet again, acapella expert witness command of 230 years of the Constitution, history, and laws of the United States, that we haven't had any lawful elections since very arguably November the 6th, 1860. Can you say consent of the governed? Whoa! The hell with equal protection, due process, all that 14th Amendment crap. You start asking real questions to which we have the right to do from day one to a common law jury with the power to rule on the facts and the law. This is how we make changes and get it done. Why it's so exciting, and for me, I'll be 77 later this year. My life is still ahead of me. That's how good this is. And I'm put here, I just have this divine gift. I don't know how I got it. And add to that my divine good health, which I'm thankful for every day. And those 2 things have allowed me to do this and to come out to you, get you the word and message and the truth, and help you benefit your children and your posterity. To learn more, send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com. Remember to subscribe, tell your friends, get the word out. The sooner we take actions with the right issues, the quicker we get these bastards off our backs. Thank you.